What is up everyone, Fred Chicken here, back again with another Wild Rift video, and today I am going to teach you guys how to play Wild Rift in a computer. Some of you might have a god tier PC that can command the whole planet Earth but has a potato for a phone. Wild Rift doesn't require a powerful phone, but if you have a potato phone you will experience a lot of trouble while in game, just like FPS drop, Wi-Fi lag, and many more. Some of you might be wondering, why not just play the actual League of Legends for PC? Why do I have to download this emulator? Well, I don't fucking know, dude. You're the one who clicked on this tutorial. Regardless of the reason, I'm here to help you, so let's start. First things first, of course we need an emulator for your PC to emulate an Android. So what you want to do is search up MEMU. Simply just click in MEMU or click in the description below. MEMU is personally, for me, MEMU is one of the best emulator I've ever used. Compared to BlueStacks, for me, MEMU is faster and has better controls. So I recommend you guys getting this. So just hit the download button and of course, we are going to install it. Of course, the next thing you want to do is install the MEMU. Mine says upgrade installed because I already have MEMU installed, but for you guys, I think the button will be like installed or something. Just click on that, it doesn't matter. And then reject these things because they're actually other apps that will be installed in your PC and you don't need this ABAS free antivirus. It will just slow down your PC, so reject that. Also this McCafe Web Advisor, if you like that. If you're weird and shit, accept that, but yeah, I recommend you just rejecting that. And then next, you're just going to wait for the MEMU to install. Now the first thing you are going to see is your Android screen, the emulated Android screen that MEMU emulates. So the next thing you want to do is don't download the Wild Rift yet because we are going to configure some settings. The settings will be crucial because it will affect the performance of MEMU, and you really need this if you want to play Wild Rift in the highest quality and performance possible. So let's start off with the engine first. This is what I use for my PC. If you have a big RAM like 16GB RAM or 32GB RAM, I recommend you getting this one. But you can also run it in the 8GB RAM. As long as you have a large RAM, use this one. And if you have a i5 and up, because my specs will be on the description below, by the way, it's not that high and you don't need a much powerful PC to run this simulator and Wild Rift on MEMU. Just follow my settings. Trust me, these settings will be safe to use. So my render mode will be DirectX because it's the better render mode, of course. Next is I turned off my GPU memory optimization because my GPU is kinda powerful and I don't really need it. And it says here in the description, reduce runtime GPU memory usage, suggest to enable when GPU memory is stressed. If you have a potato GPU and not meant for gaming, I suggest you turning that on if you want to have a smooth FPS when you're playing Wild Rift. And now next on the display, this thing is important. Now you want to set your resolution on tablet because at first your MEMU would be kind of blurry and not good to look at. I think the default will be at it's on 1280x720 240 dpi. So change that to 1920x1080 so your resolution will be good. And next, put it on tablet. I suggest you getting the tablet one because when you use the full screen here, it will look good as hell. And the frame rate, if you have a powerful computer, put it on 60 FPS. But if you have a kind of weak computer, just slow it down to the comfort level of your computer, 30 FPS or something. But if you have a powerful computer, just turn it on to 60 FPS. If you have a really powerful computer, you can turn on this 90 FPS mode and 120 FPS mode. But beware and take note that some of the games might have some issue or problems if you turn this on, so yeah, take note of that. Anti-flickering for improved performance and anti-bugs on the graphics or something. If you want to stream your gameplay on Discord, turn this on. Right, onto the storage, I selected high performance for better performance, of course. And on the disk management, auto expand, so it can use your PC storage freely and you don't have to adjust it time to time using the manual management. Onto the profile, this is up to you guys if you want to change it or something. Mine is Asus ROG if you're wondering. There, Philippines, Globe Telecom, something, blah blah blah. It's up to you. It's completely up to you. Now network, this is important. If you have a Ethernet cable, which is the thing you connect to your PC from the router, you need to change this onto Realtek PCI or whatever Ethernet cable you're using, because the default will be NAT. This will be slower when you use this option, so select this so it can directly connect to your Ethernet cable if you ever have one. Onto the device, it's up to you guys what you want to select there. The speakers, your mic or something, your PC camera, whatever. It's completely up to you. On the appearance, again, up to you. Preference, up to you. And the shortcuts. Shortcuts still up to you. So the only important things here is the engine, display, and the network. Also the storage. So and the rest will be completely up to you. So press OK. And now, as you can see, I already have Wild Rift because I downloaded it before and played it here. But all you need to do is go to the Play Store and of course log in. I'm just gonna blur out my profile there. I don't want to do a face reveal yet. And all you just need to do is literally just download Wild Rift here. There, just enter it there. It's like a regular phone. It's like what you do in your regular phone. And then just hit play when it's done installing. It's that easy. Now here's the cool part. MEMU Play actually have a customized controls for MOBA, so you won't stress out on your controls and adjust it a lot or in a bit. As you can see here, I use the default one, but normally it will be on the MOBA mode, which you're gonna use the right click here to move around. But I don't like that because I can't use the skill shots. So what I recommend you guys is you use the standard mode. The standard mode is really cool because you use the WASD keys and you can freely use your mouse for skill shots. Now what's cool on MEMU is when you play when you select this drag bar thing here, the fly out or whatever you call it, there's specific controls for these specific champions in Wild Rift, just like this. Akali, if you want to play Akali, these buttons will make it easier, and Alistar, these buttons will make it easier, just like that. You get the idea, right? So it's really cool, and I recommend you using this if you want to use it. If you want to like make your gameplay easier when you're using those champions. And so yeah, but if you don't want things to get complicated, just use the default mode. This is the one I'm using, and personally I like it the best. So about the controls, if you actually have a Xbox controller or any controller compatible with your PC, MEMU can actually detect it and you can select it. Right, so let me just put on my controller real quick. Right, so the gamepad is detected, as you can see right there, and now we can use the gamepad option right here. When you select the gamepad, there will be no default for the gamepad, but you can just adjust it with whatever button you want to use. This is actually the thing I used for my video when I created the controller video something series, and you can just adjust it to whatever you like. Again guys, it's up to you what buttons you want to put in and everything. So I'm just gonna put in some random shit here. The downside of this, you can't actually put in some combinations like RT plus A. You can't do that in the MEMU. That's the downside of it. Plus you can't use some skill shots. But it's like playing on a console. It's like playing on a Xbox or PS4 or Switch or something, which really feels good. Again, if you prefer that, you could use this option. Now I want to show you guys how this thing works, or give you like a overall quick review of the controls and shit. So I'm gonna use Riven here for a quick gameplay. So again, I am going to be using the the default control, which is the WASD for my movement, and for my skills I'm gonna be using Q, E, R, and T. So it's gonna be hard to adapt for a while because normally in League of Legends we use the Q, W, E, and R for our skills, but right here you're just going to move the E to T. It's not your ult's going to be the T now. I know it's a kind of big adjustment, but you guys will get used to it for a while. And the WASD keys is I recommend it 100%. I'm gonna show you guys the difference here. So normally in League PC, you're gonna be using the right click to move around, but here the WASD, which is actually not that bad, but you're gonna get used to it for a while, right? So if you're just not used to this kind of control, you can tweak it right here on whatever you think's the best. I can't really tell you guys what's the best because all of us has different preference for our controls, and I prefer this one because look at this. Look at this. It just looks cool. It looks so cool. It looks so goddamn cool. But you have the right click though to auto attack. You can also select it with your right click, like where to attack or something, and it looks very cool. I guess just don't spam the right click too much because the camera will move around, but it will just take a little practice to master. But yeah, it's pretty cool. It's really not that bad. Now I'm going to show you the difference between these controls and the other control. Right, so when you turn on MOBA mode, you are going to use the right click to move around. Now in paper that sounds cool, right?
How should
but
I proceed?
You have to also lock and unlock it, and it's pretty annoying for me. The continuous movement mode, yeah, right there. It's pretty annoying when you just use these. I just don't like it, okay? But if you prepare this way, then you can use it. In this controls mode, you could use the QWER, which is the default for skills, just like this. I guess it's not that bad, but what I don't like about it is the auto attack on A. I'm just not used to auto attacking using the A button. Yeah, I really recommend the other control one. But if you like the right click thingy, then you can use this. It's completely up to you, but you could also tweak it actually. When you don't like both of them and you're having some uncomfortable situation things, you could actually tweak it. Like, it's completely up to you. You can have a custom mapping here. So it's completely up to you what you like, your preferences or something. And again, I am recommending this one, the standard mode, because it's more simple and it's much easier to move around using the WASD. Performance, it depends on your PC. The FPS and the graphics, it depends on your PC, but again, you don't need a powerful PC to run this emulator. And if your FPS is still dropping, drop down your resolution to 1720 right here. It's still HD, it still looks good, but it's kind of blurry. But it's a good sacrifice for your FPS.
Choose your own path.
Now the lag, the Wi-Fi issue, again, it will be resolved if you buy some Ethernet cable. Ethernet cable is just really useful for every PC in every use. Use this thing for the Ethernet. But if you don't have a Ethernet, you're gonna have some connection issues, of course. So there you have it. That's how you install Wild Rift in your PC. And I hope you guys actually enjoyed this video and you learned how in a simple way. Comment down below what you think, and good luck on your game. Stay safe, stay home. Good luck on your game, stay safe and stay at home and just play Wild Rift or whatever rip-off MOBA game you wanna play. Again, for the last time, thank you for watching. See you on the next video. Goodbye.